welcoming each one of us, each one of you here. Gratitude for you being here. Welcome. Today, the world needs to learn coexistence, to learn how to be one human family from us here in India. When we look into the leadership of India, we are looking at the exemplary work done by Prime Minister Modi ji, which needs to be recognized from the perspective of consciousness. So, when we say consciousness, which you could say is the bedrock of peace, we are looking at it from the perspective of the quality of belief system, the quality of thoughts. Every product we can say be determined by way of quality. But what about the thought process itself? Shouldn't even thoughts have quality to it? So, in a nation like ours, we revere Mahatma Gandhi ji for ahimsa. We think of him as a father of a nation because he showed the way to be together. That is one as ahimsa. We venerate women. We worship women as Shakti. When we treat women with equality, respect, and veneration, there is happiness, inclusivity, righteousness in a community. Likewise, when we talk about consciousness, we are talking about how we can coexist, how we can celebrate all religions, all paths to be celebrated. How do we do that? When we recognize the basic principle of our culture, God, Goddess, divine is within each one of us. So it doesn't matter for us which way we worship God. It does not matter. It does not even matter if somebody does not worship God. That is freedom of thought. So when we say consciousness, we are looking at these basic principles allows us to coexist. When we, as declaration of consciousness, as a movement, when we evaluate leadership, Prime Minister Modi ji shows his exemplary ability to lead India through the various initiatives. And these initiatives, we look into it as from the factual end of points. Like, for instance, when we say the COVID diplomacy, we're able to support so many nations by giving them the COVID vaccine. What is not normal in the West is the ability to give for free without making it a big news, without making a big deal, because it was a part of our nature. Prime Minister Modi ji mentions we cannot profit from others' suffering, and it is only our nature to do good. So when you look into the various initiatives he's taken, every one of those initiatives is that which should be recognized. Most important is our Indian narrative. So when we look at Operation Sindoor, just when we had the absolute upper hand, we declared a ceasefire. To make a decision to go for a ceasefire when we had an absolute upper hand meant a deeper truth. The deeper truth was suddenly knowing that Operation Sindoor was not between India and Pakistan. There was China involved. There were other countries involved. And they all wanted India to go into prolonged war. Third World War passed by us, and it passed through without it being proclaimed. Operation Sindoor did the job. That Prime Minister Modi needs to take credit. So, like this is each of the initiatives we have pointed out in the paper here that we have given. So, based on these points that we have over here, I would request you to go through it, because each of these points have been verified for what it is, and what we suggest for each of us is to go through the Declaration of Consciousness site, and when we are convinced, yes, that Prime Minister Modi ji needs to have the Nobel Peace Prize, please fill in the nominations individually and allow for the recognition of Prime Minister Modi ji, and especially our culture, our philosophy that needs to be learnt world over. What does Mother India mean? How do we manage? For over thousands of years, we have been a society where we welcomed all. We celebrated all the paths. We understood the word freedom, the freedom of thought, the freedom of worship, the freedom to think and to progress, to align science with our belief systems, to upgrade our thinking. I am thankful and grateful for each of your presence here to be able to send a message across. We recognize a pristine leadership that we have. Imagine this vast number of people being lifted from poverty. And how did Prime Minister Modi ji manage to do that? He digitalized India. Today, so many other nations, Africa especially, so many other nations are being supported to digitalize. Why? To alleviate people from poverty to prosperity. And this is Prime Minister Modi ji literally sharing the most beautiful aspect of leadership. That is, everyone is benefited across the globe.